Alright, got another game here against Mr. Be Yourself. He actually has me on his blocked list from ages ago. Not really sure why, actually. Seems he and I had a pretty cordial relationship online. Plus, I was just being myself, and come on, man. You can't fault me for that, if that's your nickname. Anyway, I'm playing Nin, because I'd been playing the Queen deck for hours, and felt like being a little bit more abusive. I was playing Damia. I have a mulligan hand for sure. And I've got this, which is definitely playable, given that it's got Grim Monolith, and Vandal Blast. Oh! And speaking of Vandal Blast, well, I think I actually recorded the game. But for the first time in Brian Weissman Magic Online Commander history, I had Vandal Blast for turn 1 Soul Ring. And the greatest irony of all was that I didn't actually cast it, because I couldn't. I had to wait a couple of turns because of my mana situation. I had a single fetch land, and it was vital that I got, I think, green or black mana, and so I had to fetch a Bayou instead of a red source to blow up the Soul Ring. I got it a couple turns later, but anyway, those two cards finally overlapped. History was made, and there's a recording of it somewhere else. So onto this game. He ponders. Just gonna go with turn 1 Monolith. The reason I play turn 1 Monolith over just casting Nin is that Nin's not really, honestly, that effective on turn 1, especially if I have to ramp something else out. And if I top deck something particularly strong, like Tidings or maybe Bribery or something, I'd love to be able to cast it on turn 2. Or Chalice. Cast Chalice and use the top. I've got Pact, Fetchland Island on top. So I'm just going to go immediately draw. Love the Divining Top. I feel like I get some extra mileage off Divining Top that I don't see other players get. Primarily, not just using it to make sure that you hit land drops right away, but also a lot of the time I'll just nakedly draw a card if I haven't drawn a land that turn and I don't have mana to use the top. I don't think I've ever seen people do that. And it's an extremely effective play. I mean, just in terms of raw odds, the amount of mana required to recast the top unless you have something vital to do the next turn is very low. And the ability to just develop your mana further, especially in critical situations where you need to get 2 out like this one, is really important. I've definitely won a lot of games where I've just nakedly drawn a card off the top and with the top, and it's been the land that I needed to fortify with a counter or something. Let's see, Croson Grips. This has got to be, I don't know, this has got to be one of the worst plays I've seen in a while. Croson Grip, it's like almost like you misclicked. I've got Soul Ring in play, dude. And you Croson Grip a tapped Grim Monolith. Like, at least wait for me to, pump 4 mana into that. So I'm just deciding I'm going to Ancestral off Nin here. He plays Ranger's Path. So I'm going to try to keep parity. Ancestral Nin. I had the option, I guess, to draw 3 and then Pact, but I felt like that was a little greedy. Just going to replay Nin. He casts Deed. This is kind of a cool interaction right here. So he casts Deed. I Pact. He Pacts back. I obviously cannot let Pernicious Deed go off, given that it kills 3 of my mana and my commander, and it drops me from 7 to 3. Fortunately, Snapcaster to the rescue. And I Pact his original one, which is awesome. So even though his pact resolved encounters mine, we're both in Pact Void for the next turn. He plays Adventure. And this is crazy. He has the game. Like, how many times does this guy screw up here? Croson Grip on my Grim Monolith, and he plays Venser. I'm like, oh, I just lost, right? What do you do with Venser when your opponent just resolved Pact of Negation? I don't know, you bounce his Soul Ring, so he dies during his upkeep. So I figure, okay, game's over. But nope, he bounces Nin. Wow, so I can recast it for just 2. Sick. Thanks, buddy. I guess he's just being himself, making rogue plays. Naturalize. Nature's Claim on my Soul Ring, he finally killed it. We're just going to chill here. We cast Kodama's Reach. End of turn. Blow up Snapcaster Mage. Drawing 4. Not a whole lot going on here. Just going to play the top. Kind of thinking about committing the Lotus here, but honestly what I really want to do is just bounce Damia at the end of the turn. I'm quite concerned about that given how low his hand size is. And I want to be able to, if he taps down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, taps down to 3, I can Cyclonic Rift at the end of the turn, and then obviously there's mystery cards on top of my deck, but I can Rift at the end of his turn and Spell Pierce if he counters back. So that's why I don't commit the Lotus. Plus I want to be able to check out the top and cast stuff in a pinch, and I can't really do that with just Lotus in play. So he plays Damia. I'm going to check the top of the deck. I see Fabricate, which is awesome, given the fact that I already have 6 blue in play. It makes me regret not playing the Lotus, because then it would be elementary to go Fabricate and get Shackles, steal Damia, and blow up Damia with Nin if he tried to do anything. So I just ripped at the end of his turn just to slow him down here. Sure enough, he has Remand. And I'm thinking about, like, okay, fine, I'll just cast it again, right? But I don't really want him to draw another card here, especially given that I have no other counters in my hand, and Spell Pierce is a very dubious value against 10 land or whatever he's got in play at this point. So I'm just going to take the opportunity to use it to actually get some effect. So we're just checking again. Fabricate, kill a single land. He just scoops right away, which is odd. I guess he just knew his doom was coming. Anyway, this game's not all that particularly great, given that my opponent makes 2 relatively terrible misplays, and at one point does not. I guess it's notable because my opponent doesn't Venser my Soul Ring after I just resolved Pact of Negation. Maybe he didn't feel that was sportsmanlike. Anyway. I don't think I'll be playing this guy much in the future, given that I am on his block list and he joined my game. But whatever. Hope you enjoyed it.